y'all, what is up? Welcome back to your girl's channel. We got to get into Loving Hip Hop Atlanta this time. I was able to finally catch up on everything after this whole power outage that we had at my house. But I was able to talk about Real Housewives of Atlanta. So if you haven't seen that yet, it should be uploaded. Go check that out. But now, my little juice box crew, we got to get into Loving Hip Hop Atlanta because things seem to be popping off for Sierra's, family, her daughter and stuff like that. We all remember when she got into it with, I guess, a student, her mom. Like, that didn't happen not too long ago. So I'm surprised they were actually able to catch it on this season. And if you didn't realize, I call you guys my juice box crew because it's officially out. We finally voted. You guys told me the name that you guys chose for your title as my subbies, and you guys are now officially my juice box crew. I like it. Got a little ring to it and everything. But nonetheless, before we get into the review, make sure you subscribe to my channel and like this video, okay? And make sure to go check in the description box to go follow my other social medias as well, like my Twitter and Instagram and stuff like that. But nonetheless, let's get into Loving Hip Hop. So we basically open up with Kirk and Rasheeda. They are celebrating this long ass marriage that they have been in 20-something years. And it's like, goodness, Rasheeda, you put up with a lot. Okay, a lot to deal with Kirk, as he not even that cute anyways. Like, he looked like a freaking emu or something. He looked like an ostrich, the top of ostrich head. But nonetheless, you like it. I love it, Rasheeda. You know, Rasheeda always look good, y'all. She know how to put them fashions together. She put them, rainbow fashions together, and they be looking nice. She make anything look expensive sometimes, most of the time. But nonetheless, she looked real good. He took her to a special place, have flowers and rose petals and stuff like that. They sit down, them bitches got waffles on the plate. And he basically explained, the waffles represent their first date. They went, I guess, to Chicken and Waffles or Waffle House or something like that for their first date. So they're reminiscing on life, how they got all these kids and stuff like that. Now they're realizing that their kids are spoiled brats. They don't understand they're trying to leave a legacy. And unfortunately, that's what happens sometimes when you start making money and you want to afford this lifestyle for your kids. They tend to forget that real world means you gotta work for stuff. And they got this Frost Bistro and everything, and they got their spoiled ass son and daughter working up there, not understanding like this is a real business. And sometimes you just gotta show them, look, I'm not gonna be doing nothing for you if you can't do it for yourself. I really do think they need to start doing a lot more tough love on their kids. But, after they talk about everything, Rasheeda's like, look, I'm going through a lot, so I planned a ski trip. All the girls will go, and, hopefully this will be a good time for them to, try to rebond and become friends again. Real quick, I know this layout looks a little different on my camera and stuff. Basically, today I went to go start to try and record, and my damn tripod broke. So now I got like nigga rigged up right now. I'm like trying to get the stuff upright, but this is how my camera view is set up right now. So I know it's a little bit different, but I mean, if you like it, I can keep it. Y'all drop down in the comments. Let me know if y'all prefer it this way. I can try to get the camera set up, like this more often in my reviews. But nonetheless, back to it. So, Rasheeda wants to plan this little ski trip, black people on ski slopes. That's always entertaining to me. But nonetheless, let's move on to Sierra. Y'all, Sierra is struggling with her daughter. She's not understanding what is going on in school. The fight hasn't happened yet, but she's going out for, I guess, Shooter's birthday. And that son was over there. He was killing me, y'all. That son, without even saying words, he was saying something when Sierra was talking. But basically, her daughter, like, something is going on with Sierra's daughter at school. She's not understanding what the attitude is about, like, why she's trying to skip. And basically, her daughter's like, I don't like being there, It is very clear her daughter is facing some type of, besides the internet, picking, I'm sure there's people out picking on her at school. The way her bottom lip poke out, looking long-lipped, her daughter is facing typical, junior high school type stuff. People probably picking on her. She's a little on I ain't trying to be rude or nothing, but fact is fact. She's a little on the bigger side. Unfortunately, girls, they ruthless, okay? And sometimes boys can be too. And she's at that age, probably feeling like she's insecure. Boys might not want to talk to her and stuff like that. But, Shooter's looking at her like, look, girl, get your stuff together. Like, you don't be in the drama or nothing. Make sure you figure it out. Now, Sierra wants to sit there and pinpoint it on, I just think, the kids want to see us together. We don't got to be lovey-dovey and nothing. We ain't got to be lovey-dovey and nothing. But, we can at least try to show them we can be friends. And, even though you might want to kiss on me, want to be back together, I'm sure the kids want to see that. Did y'all see that son's face? He said, No. The son was like, nah, I don't know what you talking about, Sierra. We not gonna do that. Y'all not getting back together, try to blame it on, try to take it for the kids. Now, Shooter, his confessional said he think that's because I guess he finally told Sierra about he was dating somebody, and now she trying to weasel her way back in. No, I just think, Sierra likes the fact that she thinks that, I think, she is entertained by the fact that she might be able to keep Shooter interested in her. She might not really want him, but she still likes the fact that he might still be doting over her. But yeah, her daughter unfortunately is going through a lot at school, and later on in the episode we see that it impacts her a lot. So Mimi, Rasheeda, Bambi, and was it Carly? No, Sierra. They all go to the little ski shop, and Rasheeda tells them how they're gonna go skiing and stuff like that. Y'all, Sierra and that damn booty, like, it has its own zip code. Did she got her butt done? I'm pretty sure Sierra got that booty done. It looked like it, but she came in there with that whole camouflage forest outfit on. It was not the right type of camouflage. It was not cute. But had her booty cheeks looking like the whole forest. But she basically tells them, this ski trip is right on time. Everybody's going through their stuff. Sierra struggling with Carly. Bam is sitting there over it with Mama D. Like, Scraps didn't even talk to his mama over the whole obituary situation. And so, they just need to get out of town, be able to deal with stress a little bit. But, obviously the beef between Sierra and Carly's going to come up because, after the whole time, Sierra muffed her real good. She pulled that wig. Luckily it was tacked down tight. But, she basically told her after she tried to apologize to Carly, that Carly was like, girl, my best friend name is Karma, and Karma is a bitch. And so now Sierra's feeling like, oh, here go Carly with her vindictive stuff again. We all know Carly has a way of, being real sly behind the scenes. So we're going to see how that turns out, I guess, next week. So now we see Alexis Sky is another addition. Now they're adding like these little Instagram thotty McDot to the show. I guess because they got a little following or whatever, but I don't know what it is. First Kiyomi, now Alexis Sky. I don't really F with Alexis Sky like that. That bitch hop from season to season of different shows, like she hop dudes. But nonetheless, Jock ends up going to his little upper echelon salon. And for a salon, it looked a little hella empty, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. Well, we saw that 1-2 bald woman in there. And, he came over there, I guess to check on it. We know him and Shalana don't really get along after the whole beef she started with Kendra last year. But he has Alexis Sky meet him over there because he wants to talk about the sex trafficking that's going on in Atlanta. Now, Atlanta, people don't understand. They think sex trafficking, they automatically think like taken, and taken where she's like off in Paris somewhere and, you're kidnapped overseas. But in this a country of a US of A, sex trafficking makes millions. It is here a lot more often than people think. And I'm actually really into it because I was watching, basically the girls who are part of sex trafficking, they had a show at one point. I can't remember the name of it, but it was really good. But nonetheless, Alexis Sky revealed on her Instagram that that's what she went through. She hadn't even told her family or nothing like that. And he wants her to, kind of be a spokesperson for his little, open panel and stuff that he wants to do to talk about sex trafficking. But Alexis is a little hesitant because, she always gets this thing of, oh, you're doing it for attention. You just want people to talk about you. She doesn't want to seem like a clout chaser because she's talking about it. Alexis, unfortunately, is always just going to have this stigma of whatever she does as just doing everything for clout. Like, girl, it just seems like you always are, you can tell what she went through in her life, just like it really affects her as an adult. And, you really got some shit that you got to work through, Alexis. So what happened after that? We see Kirk and Rasheeda, they get the news that his son got arrested. I guess he was doing some stuff for work and got pulled over. Kurt feels like the police probably saw his name, saw that he had a little juvenile record and went after him. And apparently he had a little bag of weed and a gun in the car. Now, from what they're saying, it is, he had a licensed handgun and just a little bag of weed. Now, was this like a little bag of weed, like as in a pound of weed, or was this like a little, dime nickel sack? Either way, cops be doing the most. Now they done trumped his charges up, making it seem like he was out there trying to distribute. He was trying to make him seem like Pablo Escobar or something. And that's not the case. And unfortunately, being a black man in America, that's what you got to deal with. Like Childish Gambino said, this is America. Like, that's what you got to go through. Unfortunately, hopefully they get that shit worked out, but they can afford a good lawyer and stuff like that. can take them down them charges, because they really were trying to do a lot. But now Rasheeda's, not gonna go on a ski trip because she wants to be home with her family and stuff like that. So Sierra ends up going over to Shooter's house to, I guess, take the daughter over there. The news of, the fight breaks out. Everybody's talking about it and stuff. We see Rasheeda, Carly, and Mimi are at, the bistro. And, Carly explained, like, look, I might be going through my shit with Sierra, but I still texted her to see, she was okay and everything. And Sierra understood, like, look, if we were closer, I know you would be here by me and stuff like that. Now, Carly made me laugh because we all know Carly loves to make herself the victim. She's always the victim in any situation she's in. She looked at Rasheeda like, oh, I can only feel for Paris because I know what it feels like to get jumped by people. And Rasheeda was looking at her like, huh? Like, Carly, this ain't about you. We talking about Paris right now. You trying to make it about your grown ass getting jumped, but we all know you be instigating stuff. Like, girl, don't be trying to make it seem like people just be coming after you and attack you for no reason. But, hopefully, they're just thinking like, hopefully Paris gets through it. It's just really a shame that a parent got pulled into it. But we see Sierra, when she's talking to Shooter, she wants to drop Paris off there to try and, maybe being around her dad, change the scenery, something will help. But the way that her daughter sits down and her face, it looks like she be going through some shit at school. And Shooter didn't waste no time being hard on her. He's like, girl, like, you can't be getting these little fights. The smallest thing turns into a biggest, a molehill turns into a mountain. And, she thought it was going to be a little fight. Come to find out, a parent comes to try to jump her ass. Now, Sierra reveals this is the same woman that lives in their building. Like, that's kind of messed up. Like, if you live in the same building as me, as a mom, if our kids are going through something, like, you could have caught me outside when I was catching the mail. Like, anything. You could have figured that out. But you go and jump my kid at school. Which, Sierra then kind of, was like, oh, well, my child, I know it ain't innocent by no means. And it was like the fact that she said that makes, obviously, there's some stuff in there that ain't being, completely being told up front about Paris's playiness, because it's going around that Paris was really the one picking on that girl. Which, I mean, if it was that so, like, then it's more understandable why the mom came in there, trying to defend her daughter. I'm sure if it was the other way around, Sierra probably would have done the same thing for Paris. But I think Paris is at that age and she's at that insecure spot where it's like, I'm going to get them before they get me. Because the dad was, when Shooter asked, he was like, what is the problem? And she's like, oh, the girl felt like I was judging her. So obviously Paris was probably saying some stuff to the girl, probably maybe making fun of her. I think, out of insecurity, she probably does go after the girls. She might feel like they might be talking about her, especially with her mom being known. I think she's just at that age where, like, she really needs to figure out, who she is and stuff like that. And unfortunately, it ended up in this situation. They got a restraining order on the woman and the girl. But as of right now, Sierra just needs her to stay at Shooter's house so she can just, try and figure this shit out. But Shooter, he ain't playing no games. He like, look, girl, I think he could have been a little bit softer on his approach, but I get what he was trying to say. Like, you see how these small things can turn into something big. But I'm interested to see, like, when more information comes out, as the case unfolds, what was Paris's, what was her play in this? But for Sierra, she's traumatized because for her, it's like all she hears is her daughter on the phone saying, Mom, they're coming for me. And all of a sudden the phone drops. Like, I would panic too if I was a mom. But look, bitch, if you fight my child, like, you got to catch me outside. Like, oh Lord, I can talk about that damn bad baby girl too. She going through some shit right now. I might do a episode of Daily Squeeze on her, but that's something else. But nonetheless, like, a parent should not be getting involved. Like, if your daughter is going through it, look, my daughter will meet you at the park. Come ready to square up. Like Medea said, I'll be waiting on you at 3:00. Okay? So then, we see Bam. She's talking to Scrap, getting ready to leave. Parents do this shit. It gets on my nerves. I'm sorry. Stop putting your baby hair in a ponytail when this shit ain't got no hair. You pulling 2 inches and it literally is the same size as the ponytail holder. Stop putting y'all's baby's hair in a freaking ponytail if they ain't got enough hair to do it. Okay? But she's telling Scrap she wasn't feeling good. Obviously, at this point, we know that they're pregnant. But at this moment, she don't know. She thinking she ate some bad chicken. She thinking she got food poison or something. But, she's ready to go on the trip so she can get over the damn stuff that happened with Mama D and Cece. So what else happened after that? Oh, the panel We see Alexis showed up late to the panel. It was really nice. I mean, the room was a little empty. I wish that they probably rushed it, you know, to get it, to be able to have it filmed. I wish they didn't do that. I wish they actually took the time to really set this up and actually have a full like situation, because it just looked like it was a kickback almost. You know, no disrespect, but you know, at least they were doing it for a good cause. You know, a woman was there. She basically was a madam. She's the one who searched out the girls, and she talking about she found them at a church, which is where one of the girls got played. She said she got picked up by a mega pastor's daughter. Like, them churches, look, you think it is for the Lord, and the devil is working all up in that house, okay? I could not imagine being in that situation. You know, Alexis Sky, she, you know, explained everything that happened, how she was a runaway, which is typically what happens when you run away. You on the streets, you try to figure out how to make some money. And unfortunately, anything in this world, if there's anything in this world that you can make money off of, it is your body. And especially in this country, you make money off your body. And that's how Alexis does it now. And, you know, she says, you know, everything that she went through in her past kind of equates to what she does now and everything. A lot of people were bringing up the whole cucumber situation where she damn fucked the girl with a cucumber at that cucumber party. I remember that trend that shit was so nasty. Like, if you was doing that shit, like, girl, you was ratchet. You obviously don't respect yourself. And Alexis, I'm not going to sit there and allow this excuse of, oh, because this is what happened to me when I was 16 is the reason why I stuck this cucumber in that girl's puss. Like, them two don't equate to each other. You just got to own up to that one. But, you know, her going through that stuff, I can only imagine what type of head fuck that is. Like, what that does to your mentality, what that does to you spiritually, you know, emotionally. Like, I hope, you know, you'll be able to get over that stuff, but we still need to figure out who your baby daddy is. And I think she's pregnant again. She announced it on IG. She's pregnant again. Wonder who that one belonged to. Bar Self was there. She finally was calm and acting like a human being, you know, was there for Alexis Sky. We'll see, I guess, how Alexis Sky, you know, cast member, you know, part will play out in this season. It should be more involved, maybe. But all the girls get together. They're getting ready to go on a ski trip. You know, Carly pulls up. It's a little awkward with her and Sierra still. Rasheeda pulls up, basically says she can't make it because she wants to deal with the whole Kirk situation. And they all get on the bus, and it's awkward. But, you know, Sierra starts talking about, you know, everything that was going on with Paris. You know, Carly understands, but basically she's at this point where she feels like she still can't trust Sierra. And I'm kind of feeling like, this is just my opinion, that Carly's really dragging this shit out. I get she hit you. It was, you know, wrong. It was inappropriate. She shouldn't have did it. I understand that part. But it's like, girl, either you're going to be her friend or you're not. Like, quit riding this middle ground where you want to sit there and be like, oh, I'm cool, but you still doing like the shady shit because, you know, you feel like because you were dead wrong. Like, you were hitting stuff like that. But Carly, pick a side. Either you're going to fuck with Sierra or you not. Like, pick which one. Like, you keep doing this shit and, like, you keep bringing it up, like, because you know that's the one thing you can hold over her right now, the fact that, you know, y'all fought and stuff. But, Carly, like, quit doing this, because I know what you doing. Like, bitch, you ain't got nothing else to talk about this season besides Arkansas Mo. He obviously ain't coming on, so, like, you got to drag this shit out with Sierra. But Bam was like making a joke, oh, like, girl, you really have to been going through it to get on a bus with Carly. And everybody's sitting there laughing and stuff, you know, hoping that they'll figure it out. Carly's in the back, you know, kind of being shady to my, I don't know if I wasn't me, you know, Sierra, you know, if my daughter was going through all this, I wouldn't have left. I'd be home with my daughter. Now, Sierra basically explained her daughter was kind of going through her own thing and she needed some time, so she wanted to give her that. Plus, Sierra needed to get out, clear her head. And she got a text from Shekinah saying she on the way. And all of a sudden, we see that Spice and Shekinah might have a little beef. You know, Spice be feeling like, oh, well, I'm with Shekinah, is cool, but I guess maybe she's hearing Shekinah saying some shit behind her back. Sierra gave Bam some peanuts. She's like, girl, I was eating them when I'm pregnant. Girl, you pregnant? So they all agree to take a pregnancy test. Now, on the next episode, Sierra bust out crying with them damn lips looking like they getting ready to burst. So I hope that girl ain't pregnant. Last but not least, we see Scrap Daily on his ass. I'm glad he cut his hair. He look a little better. His skin look a little, you know, more clear. He's doing his grown man shit. But Cheyenne is there. And I guess Cheyenne and KK got into it over a damn phone bill. But little do he know they got a little silent beef because her messing around with Shooter. Now, you know, he invites KK over. She got this damn blood pressure cup and stuff. High blood pressure, get ready to pass out. Probably got old timers, got the sugar. She probably got everything under the sun. On top of blood sugar, all that damn salt she probably eating. What's the blood pressure? But nonetheless, she put out the blood pressure cuff. I got to see how hard I'll be able to go. But she basically said, you know, Cheyenne was disrespectful to her. The text messages go up. I didn't see where she called her a bitch. Cheyenne, like, they're going back and forth who said what. But basically, Scrap was like, look, when y'all got to be the bigger person and apologize, KK said, I'm not going to be the bigger person. I'm not doing it. Matter of fact, Cheyenne, did you tell Scrap about Shooter? And Scrap is like, Shooter, what am I missing? And Cheyenne was looking at her like, really, bitch? And it's like, damn, KK, you gonna be that messy? You gonna be that petty? Like, damn. And the episode ends right there with Scrap looking confused, like, where the fuck does Shooter gotta fit in this? But next week we see that they all take the pregnancy test and stuff like that. Kiyomi walks in with Shooter, and Cheyenne was looking stuck like Chuck, okay, with her big ass titties. I didn't know Cheyenne's titties was that big until that confessional. But I'm ready to see next week though, because Kiyomi looked, she was walking in like the prize on Shooter's arm, and Cheyenne looked like she was ready to cut a bitch. Y'all tell me what y'all think about this episode. How do y'all think, you know, things are gonna play out with Paris and that girl? Do y'all think Paris has a little bit more involvement, you know, than, you know, the news is letting on? How do you feel about Kirk and Rasheeda still being together? Do you think Rasheeda's wrong by taking Kirk back, or do you think because they've been together for so long, like, she might as well do it? You know, y'all let me know. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. I think next week is when I'm going to start doing T.I., you know, the family hustle. I think I'll start next week with that. And hopefully, you know, you guys make sure you support your girl, like this video, subscribe, make sure you follow my other social medias as well. If you want to donate to your girl's channel, anything is appreciated. Shoot, I need a new damn tripod since that shit broke today. But nonetheless, you guys, I really appreciate you guys, you know, for showing me love and support, tuning in. And I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Deuces.